What is up, YouTube? I'm sorry for not posting for a while. I kind of have a good excuse for this. I had a swim meet this past weekend, and I haven't been able to post because I have been away from. I've been out of town for that. But anyways, let's get into the match. I have an excellent RU match against JDW 142, my good friend, and so he's just gonna lead off with Typhlosion because he always brings Typhlosion. Just a little hint there for RU. And he goes for the. I'm pretty sure this is Specs Typhlosion because this is probably a hidden power water, and that does too much damage. That is definitely Specs. And I went for the extreme speed first turn because I don't want his eruptions to do full damage later on. So I predict to switch into Cofagrigus, and I go into my Tangrowth so I can get a sleep powder off. Because getting this Cofagrigus to sleep will definitely put it so it's in a bad position and won't be able to do anything the whole game. Now, I predict to switch again, and I go onto my Feraligatr to try and set up my Swords Dance, but I know he's not going to want me to have that, so I just go for the Crunch straight off, and he does have a few checks for Swords Dance Feraligatr, so setting up a Swords Dance there wouldn't be a really smart move. But now I go into my specially defensive Drapion as he goes for the Volt Switch, and this Rotom is obviously scarfed, and he goes back out into his this Typhlosion. And now since his eruption won't be doing full damage since he is less than half health, he's gonna just go straight for the Fire Blast, and I actually live that, which is actually pretty good. But I'm still confused if whether it is Spexed or Scarfed. I'm really not sure. But now he just goes for the Fire Blast again as I go onto my Feraligatr, and it really doesn't appreciate this Fire Blast. But now I just go straight for this Alka Jet because I really want this out of the way. I don't want this doing any more damage to my team, just making dents into it. So now he goes out into his Medicham, and he knows that he can take an Aqua Jet or whatever I do and just take me out with a high jump kick. And I know he's going to predict that I'm going to go out into my Spiritomb. It predicted him to go for the high jump kick. So I go into my Sceptile, and I wasn't really predicting the Thunder Punch. And now seeing the Thunder Punch, I kind of already know his moveset. It's going to be high jump kick, Psycho Cut, Thunder Punch, and Ice Punch. Unless he's running Trick over the Ice Punch, but I don't think that would be really practical. So I switch on to my Entei as he goes on to his Munchlax, and I go for the extreme speed. I'm not really sure why. I just kind of... Well, okay, here's what I was thinking. Munchlax has thick fat, and it does resist that, so I kind of thought that an extreme speed would do a little more damage. But now he just revenge kills me with an Earthquake, and he rests up, and this is kind of weird. Well, that's not really weird. This is a standard Munchlax set, but you will see why it's kind of weird. And I just set up my second layer of Toxic Spikes, and he doesn't. Nothing he can do to stop that because he doesn't have a spinner. Now I go for the taunt thinking that it would prevent Sleep Talk, but you guys just saw there is no Sleep Talk. So I just asked him, like, what are you doing? And so he said to me that you'll see. So he doesn't go for the Sleep Talk because he obviously doesn't have it. And now he wakes up and goes for the Earthquake. So I'm thinking that this is an offensive Munchlax. It's gonna be like a Snorlax, so it must have Curse. There's no other boosting move that a Munchlax could use. So I go into my physical wall in Tangrowth, and I know he can't do anything to me. So I predict to switch into Rotom and go for the Hidden Power Fire. And now, since he does outspeed me, he can go straight for the Pain Split. Wait a minute. Did I say that his Rotom was scarfed earlier? Oh god. Well, that was a huge mistake because it's obviously not scarfed since it has Pain Split and the Leftovers Recovery. So let's ignore that if I did say that. And so he's just getting recovery, and since his Rotom does outspeed me, the Pain Splits won't be able to let me take him out with another Hidden Power Fire. So it looks like a 2-hit KO now, but he's just going to go straight for the Pain Split. I don't really want to switch out because I'm pretty sure my other pokes are at decent amounts of HP, and my other pokes don't have reliable recovery, and then my Tangrowth has Leech Seed, I believe, and Regenerator. So this is my only poke with reliable recovery. So this is the only poke I want to be taking Pain Splits. So now he's just gonna go straight. He's gonna go for the Volt Switch, and I should have predicted this because one more Hidden Power Fire would take it out, and Pain Split wouldn't be recovering anything for him. So he goes out into his Cofagrigus as I do go for another Hidden Power Fire, and I cannot do anything to this Cofagrigus. So I have have to switch out, and I would get regenerator recovery, so that would be handy. And now I got into my Spirit Tomb, and this Spirit Tomb is actually a setup one. It's identical to a Crocun set where my only attacking move is Dark Pulse. So he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and he burns me, which isn't a problem because I do have the rest. So I go for the Coal Mines, and this is kind of looking bad because if I am able to fully set up, I will be able to sweep his team. So he goes for the Volt Switch, and he's trying to make a switch out into his Feraligatr, I believe. No, he goes down to his Munchlax because he thinks he can wall me. So I go for another Coal Mine, and we're both going to take this opportunity since we're both in here, and we can't really do damage to each other unless we do set up. So we're both going to set up. I go for Coal Mines as he goes for Curses, and I just go for the Dark Pulse right here, just trying to see how much damage it would do. And I believe that is at +1, so that is really doing not anything at all. So now I know I have to set up more, and so this will take more turns. And I go for the rest here, and I want to Sleep Talk this off. So hopefully I get some lucky Sleep Talks, and I will be able to get some more Coal Mines up. And now he goes for the rest on his Munchlax, and this is going to be looking pretty stally, and I probably should have sped this up, but I didn't, so there's nothing I can do about that. So the first Sleep Talk, I do pull the Coal Mine, so that is pretty lucky. There is a third chance to pull the Coal Mine or any other move, so the odds are pretty decent. And now I pull a second Coal Mine, so that's kind of lucky. And now he doesn't have Sleep Talk on his Munchlax, so he can't do anything while he is asleep, while I can do something. And if I get pretty lucky, I can pull a Coal Mine or a Dark Pulse. So he just wakes up, he goes for the Curse, and he's going to get some boosts. I believe he is at +2 while I am at +3. I set up one more Coal Mine, and this is a +4 for me, I believe. And now he goes for the Earthquake, and it does about a fourth. And that really didn't do much because this is max HP, max defense Spirit Tomb. And Spirit Tomb does have respectable defenses for RU. He goes for a second Earthquake, and he gets a crit. I'm so glad Spirit Tomb outspeeds Munchlax because I am able to get the rest off here. And I do believe that he is just going to go straight for the Earthquake. No, he's going to go for the Curse. And he is at +3 or +4. I'm sorry, I should be keeping track of this, but I'm not. And I go for the Sleep Talk, and I pull a Dark Pulse. I have not pulled Rest once, which is pretty lucky. This is the odds are like 2 out of 3 to pull either a Dark Pulse or a Sleep Talk. And now he brings in his Feraligatr safely and starts setting up Swords Dances. So I am so scared right now because if I don't kill this Feraligatr off, I am so screwed. And I do not pull a rest, so this is really lucky. I get a Coal Mine, so this is +5 for me. Now he goes for the Waterfall, and I'm kind of scared of how much this will do, but it actually doesn't take me out. And I wake up, and I get flinched. You don't know how bad I felt at this point of the game. I mean, I did get pretty lucky on those Sleep Talks, but that was. We were both laughing in Skype, and this was a pretty lucky match and kind of hacksy, but it was still great nonetheless. So I switched out my Spirit Tomb because that is like the only thing I have for Cofagrigus, and I want to keep that alive. So I just want the toxic damage to rack up, so I start foddering out some pokes. I switch into Tangrowth to take the first Waterfall because it is resistant and physical wall, and then I go on to my Feraligatr to sack it because I do have nothing else to take this Feraligatr's Waterfall. And since I do have the Regenerator, I will be able to take another one, and it is looking pretty bad, and I had to do something, so I just went for the Leech Seed. And so he just goes out straight into his Medicham, and I predict him once again to go for the high jump kick. No, I predict him to predict me to go for the high jump kick. Wow, that just made no sense, I think. I'm sorry guys, my first upload in like a while. I'm sucking, I'm tripping, man, I'm tripping. So he just goes for the Ice Punch, and judging by the way this match was going, both of us thought that he would either get a crit or a freeze. And it would have been pretty funny if he did, but he doesn't, so I just get the rest off again. And I'm just gonna go for sleep talks, obviously, since that's the only thing I can do while I am asleep. So he goes out into his Rotom cut, and so now his only hope is to get a Leaf Storm off and hopefully take me out with a crit or something. But I actually pulled the Calm Mind again on the sleep talk. So this is I've been getting pretty lucky. I'm gonna say it, and I go for it again, and I get another Calm Mind. So I can't really complain about the hacks because he did go for 2 Leaf Storms. No, I believe he missed his second Leaf Storm. Did he? I'm not sure, but he is the first one only did half, and now I had another Calm Mind. So he isn't able to do anything with to my he isn't going to be able to do anything to my Spiritomb with his Rotom because he doesn't have that -2 attack, special attack. So he just goes down to his Medicham and goes for the Ice Punch because there is nothing else he can do. The high jump kick won't do anything. The Psycho Cut won't affect me. So Ice Punch is the only reasonable option to go for here. And now he goes out into his Cofagrigus, and I am going to clean his team up with another Dark Pulse with my Spiritomb, who has that +2. So that was a great game, JD. I hope you guys enjoy this match. Please check my opponent out, and I'm sorry again for not uploading you guys, and I think that's it out of me. If there's anything else I need to talk about, I'll leave it in the description. So I'll see you guys later.